The Russia-Ukraine war isn't just another conflict. It's a crisis that has the whole world watching and worried. But why exactly does this war scare so many nations across the globe? Could it even lead to something far bigger? Today, we're going to explore the reasons behind that fear and what they mean for all of us. First, let's talk about
but in
global power.
Brussels. But can you
This is
spot
not
who's
just a battle
missing?
between two
U.S.
countries.
Secretary of State
On one
Marco
side,
Rubio,
there's
the
Russia,
most powerful
a nation
members,
with
most
one of the
powerful
largest
diplomat,
nuclear arsenals on
nowhere
Earth.
to be seen.
On the other, Ukraine, backed
Europe
by
fears that
powerful
Trump could
nations like the
abandon the
United
continent
States, the
entirely,
European Union,
meaning
and
Mark
members of
Rutte,
NATO.
head of the geopolitical
That matters
kids
because if
table,
Russia were to
must be
directly attack
seen
a
to
NATO
praise
country, the
bilateral
alliance's
big
own
man
rules could
diplomacy
force others
of
into
the
the
person that
conflict.
he once called
That
daddy,
kind of
while
escalation,
also
involving
finding a way
major
to keep
world
Ukraine
powers,
in the fight.
starts to look
Peace
eerily
talks are
similar to
ongoing.
the conditions that
That's good,
sparked world
but at the
wars in
same
the
time we have
past.
to make sure that
And
whilst
then
they
there's
take
the
place,
nuclear question. Russia's nuclear capabilities make this conflict especially dangerous. Nuclear weapons aren't just a threat on paper. Their very presence raises the stakes. Even a small mistake, a miscalculation, or an accidental strike could have catastrophic consequences that ripple around the world. Next, let's look at
Ukraine in
alliances.
the fight.
Throughout
peace
history,
talks are ongoing.
alliances have kept
That's
the
good,
peace.
but at
But
the
they've
same
also
time we have
pulled
to make
countries
sure
into
that
wars.
whilst they
Today, Russia has political ties to nations like China, Iran, and North Korea. Ukraine, on the other
Fears
hand,
that
is
they'd be
supported
on
by
the
NATO
hook
and
if
Western
Russia
nations.
challenges the plan
That web
in
of
the courts.
alliances increases
We
the
are
risk
not
that a local
seeking
conflict could expand
to
into a much
antagonize
broader
our partners
confrontation.
or
This war
Ukraine.
isn't just a military
We are
crisis, it's an
simply
economic
seeking
one
to
too.
avoid
Ukraine
potentially
is one of the world's
disastrous
major grain
consequences
producers.
for a
When
member
the war
state
disrupted
that
food
is
exports,
being
nations in
asked
Africa
to show
and Asia felt the
solidarity
impact. Global energy
without
prices
being
also
offered.
surged, sending shockwaves through economies everywhere. These effects make it clear, even if a country is far from the battlefield, it can still feel the consequences. There's also the risk of miscalculation. Wars don't always escalate on purpose. Sometimes a cyber attack, a drone strike, or a mistaken hit near a border can trigger retaliation. In an already tense environment, a single misstep could trigger a larger conflict, a risk that keeps world leaders and citizens alike on edge. Finally, many analysts call this a proxy war, Russia versus the West, fought on Ukrainian soil. Proxy wars can be especially unpredictable because outside powers supply weapons, funding, and intelligence. None of the major players want to admit defeat, which keeps tensions high and the possibility of escalation alive. But here's an important reality check. A global war is not inevitable. Diplomacy hasn't disappeared. World leaders are aware of the catastrophic cost of nuclear conflict. The fear we feel today comes not from certainty, but from possibility. So, what do you think? Could this conflict escalate into something even bigger, or will restraint and negotiation keep the world from slipping further into chaos? He hasn't disappeared. World leaders are aware of the catastrophic cost of nuclear conflict. The fear we feel today comes not from certainty, but from possibility. So, what do you think? Could this conflict escalate into something even bigger, or will restraint and negotiation keep the world from slipping further into chaos? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video useful, hit like and subscribe for more in-depth analysis.